How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. I feel like I haven't started that with that little ditty for a while. So I thought, why not? Hey, it's Rosemary, Nonny here, RNK for short, the Prosperity Minister. I work with people to equip them to prosper in all areas of their life, okay? Whether it's relationships, health, wealth, or work, whatever. You want to find out more about my work? Send me through a message and ask about it, or just see what we're up to. There's always something on in this awesome community. I got to thinking this morning about planting or gardening. Now, I'm not really a gardener at all. I must admit, I'm one of those that seem to not quite keep things alive. However, having said that, as I just started saying that, I was thinking about in my bedroom right now, there's a plant. And I remember actually just sitting in my bed and looking at it and deciding, you know what? I'm going to send you love. And guess what? It's still alive. So the whole concept of sending love, it absolutely works. Okay. Okay, anyway, so thinking about a garden, because I was reading as I do first thing in the morning. I was doing some reading, and one of the things I read was about how some guy planted some kind of Bible verse, and something about Paul planted a seed, and Apollos watered the seed, and then God gives the increase, something along those lines. And I started to think about how that makes sense in the context of even the deliberate design of a prosperous life. It's like our souls, our spirits, our lives are like a garden. You want a beautiful, amazing garden? There's your part to play. And there's some parts that you have no control over whatsoever. No matter how much you try to force everything to happen, you can't. There's certain things you have no control over. Okay? But this is it. There are certain laws in place. And if you will work with the laws, you will find that generally things tend to work in a predictable manner. And when it comes to a garden, you plant that seed, you water that seed, you keep it clear, you keep as much as possible, get rid of as many weeds and nonsense as possible. And that's it. That's your bit, at least as far as I know. Maybe you need to add some fertilizer or something as well, just to make sure that the soil is as nutritious as possible. So those are certain things you can do. If you don't plant the seed, you definitely won't get the garden you want. If you don't water the seed, you will have a very parched seed that might not grow at all. If you don't get rid of weeds, the weeds may decide to take over most of the nutrients in the soil so that the seed itself cannot grow. So there's certain things you have to do. When it comes to the design of your life, same thing. There are certain things you have to do. One is to know what you want. You know what you want, that is your seed. What do you want? Most people walk around life thinking about what they don't want. And their whole focus is on, what don't I want? Oh, what don't I want? Okay. And then they wonder why they get a lot of what they don't want, because that is their seed. Okay. When it comes to watering that seed, so once you've decided what it is that you want and you're as clear as you can be, yeah, it's open to change, whatever, but you start with a focus. And then you need to water that focus. So you're, educating yourself. You're doing whatever you need to do to keep that seed alive and bubbling inside of your heart. You're doing whatever you need to do so you don't start focusing in on the wrong thing again. So if necessary, you're, exposing yourself to new ideas and new thinking that makes it possible to you that this seed can grow. You're doing whatever, and whatever you need to do to keep that seed alive in your heart. Okay? You're removing the weeds. So you might have crazy ideas inside of your head based on something you heard or saw when you were 5 years old or something, or based on what you saw and did yesterday, or what some partner said about you last week, or who knows what. And that could be a weed for you, because it starts to tell you that you're not worthy of this seed. And so then it starts to eat up the energy that should be going towards the seed, because all of your energy now is gone to maintaining this weed instead, which is just kind of crazy, isn't it? And yet people do that. And so you need to uproot the weeds, clear. I call it cleaning and clearing, cleaning and clearing, cleaning and clearing. You do the work of cleaning and clearing so that your energy is all towards the seed, not the weed, basically. And so you're doing your bit here. You're getting clear about what you want. You're getting clear of any dodgy stories. You're feeding the seed with as much nutrition as possible, whatever that looks like for you, because you will know what you need to do to keep that seed alive. And you know what? The final part here, which is, and yeah, there's action to be taken, of course. So that's part of watering the seed, is there's physical action to be taken. And that physical action can sometimes be mental work, like writing out your goals and keeping that seed alive, but also, and for us in this community, this is no problem because most of you work pretty dang hard, but sometimes you work very hard without a focus. And so you wonder why you're not quite getting ahead, but it's because you haven't really clearly defined what it is that you're actually working towards. You think you're working towards, I'm just trying to make a little bit more money, but for who? Basically, for who? That is the question. So you need to get a bit clearer about that, ultimately. But then the final part of this is yeah, God gives the increase. Now, you may not use the word God, you might say universe or source or whatever. But this is it. You need to be in connection. That seed in your heart needs to be in connection with that spiritual lore in some ways. That spiritual lore. Because that is where the actual growth comes from. You have your part to play, which is making sure everything is clean, clear, everything, all that stuff. You have that seed planted, you've done all your bit. And then you know that actually as you plant that seed, the universal lore, the spiritual lore, God, the divine, will then give the increase. It is lore. Sometimes we kind of get, oh, no. Well, there's unwillingness to trust that lore. And so you put the seed in, you pick it up again just to make sure, you put it back down, you pick it up again just to make sure. But you're doing that, you're killing the seed. There has to be an element of trust. It's like a farmer. You have to trust that actually, as I plant the seed in whenever, winter, or I don't know when people plant seeds, autumn, that in the spring or something, it will sprout. But you have to trust. You may not see what is happening to that seed. There's just a trust that the law will work. But you do your bit. You don't just plant it and then disappear and never see it again all winter and just kind of, no, you do your bit. But then you have to leave it. You have to surrender whilst actively doing what you are called to do. And so, yes, I do believe that everybody, every single soul on this planet has the ability to create the life they want in terms of the love in their relationships. All relationships can be working. I believe that you can have as much wealth as you decide to allow. I believe that you can do work that makes you come alive. I believe that you can be so healthy and so full of energy, because I don't believe that anybody was put on this planet to suffer and struggle and blah, blah, blah. I just don't believe any of that. But I also know that we have free will, that you get to choose what you allow to happen in your life, which can sometimes seem really frustrating if it feels like you're doing all you know to do. Well, maybe you need to expand what you know to do, honey. Maybe you need to dare to actually trust those little inklings in your chest that say, there is more for me. And then go find out how to avail yourself of that more. And sometimes people just sitting there thinking, oh, well, you're just going to sit here and wait for the miracle to come and find me. That is you saying, it's not that important to me. Okay? Go find out. Don't just sit there. If you're not getting the life that you desire, don't just sit there doing the same stuff you've been doing for the last 10 years and wondering why nothing is changing. It's because you haven't changed. You're refusing to allow any more into your life, so you have all that you can get right now. You desire more? Are you done with the old stories? Then, yeah, it's time to start opening up to something new. I had to do that. Everybody has to do that. That decides that they're going to change their life, basically. Everybody got to do it. Are you ready? I would like to invite you first and foremost to go get The Spirit Speaks, okay? It's an ebook I'm giving away at the moment for free. It contains 15 divine messages to help you find and fulfill your life's purpose. Purpose to me is simply, what do you want out of your life, huh? Basically. So it'll give you some journaling prompts as well as divine messages that you can use to start getting clear about what and who you are. Forget that. It's completely free at the moment. You will start to hear from me a lot. What I send out will expand your mind if you let it. The options I give you to expand your mind will do exactly what I intended to do, which is immerse you in a different way of thinking, being, and acting. Because, honey, again, if you keep doing the same stuff, thinking the same way, telling yourself, I'm just me against the world, I better be careful, everybody's trying to scam me. Honey, can you not see that fear is driving you and you are getting the fruit of fear? Are you done? If you are done, you come into the community deeper. Get that book, use it. Listen, read the emails. Yes, sometimes I send a heck of a lot of them. Okay, I'll give you the heads up right now. I send a lot of those things. Well, compared to who, I don't know. But I send them with the intention of helping you to expand. I do truly believe that prosperity is everyone's divine right. Everyone. But I also know that most people will choose not to claim it. And they will think that it's something, someone, somewhere fault, which is a pity. Some of y'all have seen success in a limited fashion. There's a part of you that knows there is more for you, but you think you should just be satisfied. Well, again, that is your choice. Or maybe you can live a life that feels amazing, where you're open to experiencing everything. If that is you, you definitely want to go get Spirit Speaks. You want to start reading them emails, watching them videos that I send out to you. You want to start immersing yourself in the programs that I give you the option of, and allow yourself to expand into a bigger, more prosperous life. Guys, it's been a pleasure speaking with you this morning. Share this with somebody else. Until the next time, my loves, much amazing love. Play your part. Action plus clarity always results in total, true prosperity. Much love.